Hi, my name is Luke McGrath, and for my IRP presentation, I am going to be going over the book The Fisherman by Chigozie Obioma. In this book, I will be relating my global context to my book. So my global context was identities and relationships, and I want to go over what this really means. Well, identity is the fact of being or who or what a person is. And relationships, the way in which two or more concepts, objects, or people are connected, or the state of being connected. So this could mean, a love relationship, or just friends and family. Well, first I ask myself, how can I relate this to my book? So today I will be showing you examples of identities and relationships in The Fisherman. Before we get into all my examples, I wanted to tell you a little bit about the setting and the narration and point of views. So the setting is actually in a poor city in Africa called Akir. It's in the northern part of Africa, and then in the book there are 4 brothers. The book is narrated by Ben, the youngest brother, and the other 3 brothers are Boha, Ikena, and Obimbe. For my first example, it is on page 8, and in quotes it says, "Yet they continued until one evening, Ikena maddened at the mention of the moniker head-butted boy. In one quick flash, the boy kicked Ikena in the stomach and closed in on him." This relates to my global context, identities and relationships, because the other boys were making fun of Ikena. Because of his mental health, Ikena caused himself to get into a fight after Ikena had been badly beaten. His relationship with the other boys across town was very bad. For my second example, it is on page 33. ... When father returned with 2 cowhides, one flung across his shoulder and one clenched in his grip. ... This, in quotes, his father quotes, "You will receive your guerdon on your bare flesh, the way you came into this sinful world." This relates to the boys' physical health. And this also relates to my global context, identities, and relationships, because the boys get beaten together. And this is shown throughout history, but when people go through struggle together, people are closer. So the boys build more of a relationship. So that's how it relates to my global context. But the weird part is, after this all goes down, the boys start fighting. Before I get into the end of my presentation, I would like to ask you a few questions to see if you were paying attention. For my first question, it is, what is my global context? My global context is identities and relationships. The second question I will be asking you is, how many brothers are there? There are 4 brothers, and these brothers' ages range from 8 years old to 14 years old. For my last question, I will be asking you, what happens after the boys are whipped by their father after he finds out that they have been fishing? Well, after they get whipped, they fight, actually, and Ikena wants to get revenge on his father. But the rest of the boys don't want to do that. And this is what really leads the whole story into the killing of Ikena later on. In conclusion, I can assume that identities and relationships plays a big role in the book The Fisherman. Throughout the book, you see many examples of this, especially in the beginning, when the boys are going through troubled times and they start fighting. Thank you.